What if we thought about planning our week like we are in a video game? Now, stick with me. If you're not a gamer, neither am I, but I want to share with you a concept that has helped me figure out how to plan my week effectively so that I'm getting my work done and I'm not ending the day feeling like a shell of a human, which maybe you know what that looks like. So, if you've ever played video games, maybe you're familiar with the life or energy bar that you usually have. So you usually start off full, and throughout the game, maybe if you come through battles or you pick up things, your energy bar lifts or it drops. And the last thing you want to do is, go into a battle with an enemy with a low energy bar. So given that, how do we look at our week and our days the same way? See, when we start our day, generally our energy bar is at its highest. So we are gonna wanna fight our battle for the day first. And a lot of people also talk about eating the frog. So Mark Twain is famous for having this quote that says, if your job is to eat a frog, make sure that you do it first thing in the morning. Essentially, do your hardest, most important job first. So if this was a game and your energy bar is the fullest, looking at your priorities, what is it in your day that if you complete, you are gonna be much further ahead, you're gonna have the momentum for the day, and even though your energy bar might be lowest, you still got the biggest chunk of important things done that now you don't have to think about. Today, let me share with you my productivity system, how I set up my week like I'm in a video game. Now, if you're not a gamer, stick with me because I'm not a gamer either. I'm talking about like Zelda, Super Mario, those type of games where you start off and you have your health bar or your life bar at the top. And maybe throughout the games you pick up like an elixir or you fight a battle and your energy goes down, whatever it looks like. That is how I want you to think about your daily life. So when we start our day, our willpower, our energy level is typically the highest. So our health bar is the very top. And throughout the day, as we work on projects, as maybe we do calls or we do meetings or working on a project, our energy bar will deplete and re-energize depending on the activities that we do. And so when I'm planning my week and my day, I look at my day as an energy bar. So I don't want to end the day feeling like a shell. And I also want to make sure that I'm doing my big battles first thing or early in the day when my energy bar is the fullest. Now, let me share with you the system that I do every single Sunday to lay out my week as if I were in a video game so that I'm harnessing my energy in the best way possible so that I don't end up drained without my big important work done, but also so that I don't end up drained, I'm energized, but also doing the things that matter throughout the week. Now, the first part of this is the energy bar taskmaster. So like I talked about, maybe it's hearts, maybe it's your life bar, whatever it is that you want to think of in the top corner of your life. This is what I want you to look at your tasks like. So not all tasks are created equal. Some are higher priority, and then some are also going to give you energy and others are going to take it away. And that doesn't mean you don't do the things that are draining. It just means that you manage your energy more effectively throughout the day and throughout the week. The energy bar taskmaster is 3 different parts. So it's energizing, so tasks that you get energy from. So maybe if you're a designer, it's design work. Maybe if you're a designer, a draining task might be being on meetings with clients, or a neutral task might be checking your emails. Whatever it is for you, you should have 3 columns: energizing, neutral, and draining. And if you're not sure, what's what for you, I would start tracking throughout the week the things that you're doing. So if you use a self-journal, in your timeline, when you're writing down the things that you're doing, write how you feel at the beginning and then how you feel at the end. And then you're gonna know, okay, is this energizing or is it draining? And a lot of these things, you're just gonna know, by like looking at your list and feeling, oh, I don't want to do that, or oh, I'm really excited to do that piece of work. So it's going to come naturally, and if it doesn't, just start tracking what you're doing and you're going to figure out what is energizing, what's neutral, and what's draining. So now that you know which tasks are energizing and which are draining and which are neutral, the next part of this is the Sunday brain download. And I say Sunday because that's the day I do it every single week. If you prefer to do it on a Monday or a Saturday, whatever works for you, it's just essentially the time when you're downloading your brain onto a piece of paper. Because having thoughts and tasks and everything like always going around in your brain that you're trying to remember is a drain on your brain. Did not mean to rhyme, but it's not helping you. And it's kind of like if you are on your computer and you have every single program and application open at the same time, it starts to get really slow and you have to restart. Consider the brain download like your restart. Just get everything out of your head and onto paper. So set a timer for maybe like 20, 30 minutes. First time you do it might take a little longer. So set it for 30 minutes, put your phone in another room and just start writing down all of the things that you have to get done that week. So that's the first part, is just taking the time to just get it all out of your head and onto paper. And I promise you, just doing that, you're gonna feel so much lighter. Next part is once you have the list, go through the list and put a due date on anything that has a due date. And if it doesn't have one, really figure out when it is that you want to get this completed by. Once everything has a date attached to it, now you want to go through and prioritize it. So you want to put numbers 1, 2, or 3 next to it so that you know what are the important things to do that week. Now, what does 1, 2, and 3 mean? 1 means extremely time sensitive and urgent that only you can do. Number 2 is important but not time sensitive. Number 3 is not important right now, but needs to get done, so it should be delegated or put on the if I have time list. So that's usually what I do. The 1s and 2s always have to get done. The number 3s, I either try to delegate it to someone else, or if I find pockets of time in my week, that's where those will fit in. Once I have my list, I have the due date, I have the priority, then I will go through and I'll figure out, okay, is this an energizing task? Is this a neutral, or is this draining? So next to it, they'll go an E, N, or D next to the tasks so that I know when I'm scheduling my week that if I put like 6 training tasks right after each other, I'm gonna feel awful by the end of the day and it's probably not gonna be a good thing. So really figuring out what you're gonna feel and making sure that you're scheduling your week and your day to make your calendar something that you're actually gonna feel good about. Once I have this, I'm gonna know how to manage my energy across all of the projects so that I know I'm getting the work that I need to get done without draining that energy bar to 0, so that maybe if this is work things, I'm turning up in the rest of my life with the lowest energy I can, which means that I'm probably not showing up as my best. So we have to remember that this type of work is supposed to be so that you're getting your important work done, you're managing your energy and making sure that you're not sort of bringing home your lowest energy self to the other really important parts of your life. Once I have that done, I will take my weekly action plan and I will put it into my calendar. So I will take my self-journal, I will pencil in the important things that I need to get done so that I can have an idea of what my week looks like. I'll also get an idea of how long things will take, and that's another way to be able to time box my day so that I'm not leaving too much time for things and I'm being more efficient with my time. So if you want to also put an approximate time to get things done, as you do this over time, you're gonna get better at knowing what takes what amount of time. I guarantee things take longer than you think they are, but the more you do this, the more you're gonna learn how you work best so that your timing gets more accurate. Lastly, my rules. So firstly, number 1s, the top priority things on my list, I will make sure all of those are scheduled into my week first. Then I'll go for the number 2s so that I know that I'm getting the important and urgent time-sensitive things out of the way and scheduled into my week. So if nothing else happens, I know that those are being taken care of. Next, I'll eat the frog. So when I plan my day, I'll figure out, okay, what is the most important, but also maybe the most draining thing that I can do first thing in the morning. And that's because my energy bar is at its highest, my willpower is at its highest, and I'm looking at this like a video game. If I'm going into my biggest battle, do I want to do it at the highest energy? Yeah, because I'll do that, and then I'll do maybe an energizing task right after so that I can get some of that energy back. So for example, maybe I have to do like something to do with my taxes, and it's time sensitive, it's urgent. So that to me is draining as hell. And I know that I don't want to do it, but if I plan to do that, I know that is my biggest battle that I have to do that day, and then maybe I'll do like a design or creative thing after so that I will get more energy back. So again, looking at my day, kind of like an energy bar. So with the tax thing, my energy is being depleted. For creative work, my energy is being, it's like an elixir that I'm picking up. So that's how I want you to look at how your week should be. Only move on to your number 2s after your number 1s have been done. So priority 1 should be focused on first. Priority 2 should only be worked on whenever the number 1s have been completed. The number 3s, these are what I put in pockets of time that I find throughout the week. So for example, maybe you have a meeting that is booked for 45 minutes, but it actually only takes like 25 minutes. You get that time back. Then you can look at your list and be like, okay, this 3 is only gonna take me like 10 minutes, let me just do it now. So have a running list of your maybe errands or number 3s on your list. When you find pockets of time, get those done. But in the meantime, really focus and prioritize those number 1s and number 2s. And that's it. That is my Sunday success system. I've been doing it every Sunday for years, and it enables me to get so much done, but also enables me to live a more full life because I don't feel exhausted by the end of the day. So if you're interested, the weekly action plan was based around this idea. This is something that I was doing for myself, and I shared it with the team and they loved it. And I wanted something for me so that I could just have a page with everything already done and not have to draw it every week. And so that's kind of where the weekly action plan came from. So if you're interested in doing the same method, you can pick up one of these, regardless if you do or if you don't. I love this system. It works really well for me, and video games have been doing this for years. And I think thinking of our lives kind of like video games has worked really well for maintaining my energy and also getting the important work done.